Today we are looking at the Debian 11.10. Here is the boot menu. So this is a live boot. So let's quickly boot it in a live boot. So I already made a video of Debian 12.6 which is already available in my channel. You can check that video also. So I forgot to mention that I'm running it on a virtual machine which is VMware with 60 GB of hard disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. Let me wait until the desktop loads because it's going to take a few seconds here. I'm going to say how much of time it consumed to load up the desktop layout. So here is the desktop layout. So let's first change the display settings. I don't know, some issue is occurring right now. Maybe because of the mouse, I guess. Let's first change the display settings. Let's go to the settings and change the display. There was issue in the beginning, but right now it's running, everything is good. So let me change the display settings. My monitor is 1920 into 1080, but we don't have option that. So let me change to 1360 into 768, which is a 16:9 ratio, which can be pretty much good for my monitor. As you can see, everything looking perfect. Let's close this. Let's check about XFCE because I downloaded the XFCE desktop environment. I'm going to show how to download the live boot. If you already know, you can just download the live boot before installing that Debian 11 or 12 on your hard disk or a virtual disk. You can test first the live boot and then go with the installation. It's always a good option to first try the live boot and then go with the installation. That's the only thing you get the benefit from the Linux operating system. So I am not saying anything wrong. I'm just saying that's a good option you get in the live boot option in the operating system of Linux. So let's close it here and just check the system monitor, which should be right here, which is task manager. So this is all the process running right now. I didn't open any of the applications, just I changed the display setting and checked the XFCE version. So 1.4.0, this is the version you get. I don't know, for some reason there is like a, I think it's my mouse issue. I think it's almost low battery, I guess. Let's try to, I don't get any warning. Everything is going good with my wireless mouse, but it's okay. Let's try to make the video. So these are all the process running right now. The RAM is almost like a 902 MB of 8 GB. The CPU is almost 50% for some reason again. The older video which I made, like not the older video, another video, because I'll be posting two videos. The other video also had some issues, like I made a Nitrix video. I had the issue with the CPU, but same case is in the Debian also. So I have like a i5 1240p CPU. I don't think there was an issue with that thing, but let's keep the task manager in the right side corner throughout the videos and see what are all the changes in the Debian 11. Let's open the internet browser, which is Firefox. Let's wait here. So this is the older version of a Debian. There is already a bookworm. You can just download the Debian 12.6, which is latest ISO file or the latest release, which I already made a video on it. If you want, you can check that video. So I already showed how to download and I already showed everything in that video. You can go check that video also. So let's first check the about Firefox. Let's check the version, which is 115.12 OESR or 0 ASR. So the latest version is 127 of Firefox. Let's type in about support. I typed VP, so that's the reason it didn't open. Let's hit enter. And here is the information of the browser and some of the information of the OS, theme, and all those things. Let me scroll. So here is the RAM, disk space, all the information. You can just pause the video and read everything on your own. I'm not going to read everything because it's going to make a lengthy video. We don't want to make a lengthy video. Usually if I show some basic features, it's going to make like a 20 plus minutes, so that's the reason I'm trying to make it short as possible. Driver vendor, display, resolution, all those things are here. Let's scroll it down. So these are all the information. Let's go to the official website, which is Debian. You can just type in the search term as the Debian in the search bar, and the first link will be the official website, which is www.debian.org, or you can just type in debian.org in the address bar or search bar. Let's click on the link, and we should be having the two versions right now, which is 12.6 and 11. Let me scroll it down and show you. Here are the version. June 29th, which is 12.6, and June 29th, which is 11.10. Let's click on the 11.10 released. So you don't need to worry about how many bug fixes and issues, security fixes, all those things. I'm going to mention everything in my description. You don't need to worry about that things. So you can just read everything here, or you can just go to the official website, or you can just see everything in my description. It should be in a short form and important things. So these are all the things. So let's try to download the ISO file. Other downloads. You can just go with the try Debian live before installing. Scroll it down. Like AMD64, ISO files via torrent, all those things. So for some reason it is taking a bit of time here. Let's try this thing. Index. Here is the latest version, which is 12.6. Let's go to the parent directory. Again, parent directory. Let's go until we see the 11.10. So you don't see anything here. So let's I think I need to give you link instead of going and finding that version. So the older version should be available in the older projects. It should be having the name of older versions or something like that. So let me scroll it down and try to find this thing. So basically you need to remove the URLs and try. I found the 11.10 like that. So let me go to download. I think the download will take to the latest version again. So you can just go to the 11.10. So as you can see, it's downloading 12.6. I'm going to show you. So I forgot how to do that, but don't worry. I had a bookmark link, so that's the reason I usually download from there. But like this. So this is the link. It should be like an old stable. Let's click on this. So I bookmarked this page, so that's the reason I don't remember those things. So let's go to the 11.10. Here is the version and the main. Here is the main contents. Installer. Let's go back. Chain log, old strips, all those things. So I'm going to give you the link. Don't worry about that thing. So here is the old distribution information. So this is the release notes. We need to find the live boot here. So I'm trying to figure out where the live ISO files. Binary AMD64. Maybe here. So here are release, not this. Let me scroll it down. Installer AMD64. Current. images. So it's CD-ROM. So it's not available here. I think it's better to give you the link instead of struggling with the ISO files. So because you need to go under all those things to get that live boot. So usually when you download, you can just if you want to download from the official website, usually it will be like a try live boot installing. So I'm going to show that process, but I'm going to provide the link. You don't need to worry about that. So usually it will be like I'm going to show you that. Other downloads like this, try Debian live before installing. Usually you should be getting like this. And the AMD 64. And here it is, the current ISO files. And when you click on like this, again on the size, you should be getting like this, Debian Live 12.6 like this. Instead of 12.6, you should be getting 11.10 like that. So you need to remove this current and you need to put like a old stable, but I'm going to provide you link. Right now I can't properly remember because I bookmarked that old stable live boot. So that's the reason I'm going to close this thing because it's already a lot of time wasted here. So let's go to the terminal and type in some commands here. Let's find some kernel version, all those things. About terminal 0.8.10, inxi, uname-a, r, neofetch, hit enter. So the kernel version you get a 5.10. So I don't recommend right now the 11.10 version, but it's always a good option to download the latest version, which is a 12.6. So I'm going to show everything here. The installer, you don't get any changes here. So I'm going to give you the some of the information of 11.10 changes in the description. You don't need to worry about that thing also. So about, here is the version, the language first, the location, again same installation steps. There is nothing complicated or new things in the installation. Choose your keyboard, click on next. The partitions, if you don't know how to install the Linux distro on the virtual disk, hard disk, or main disk, main PC, all those things, you need to watch other channels because I don't remember in which Linux distro I installed on my hard disk or a virtual disk, because I have almost covered 3000 videos of every Linux distro. So that's the reason I can't really remember these things. I'm just a normal human being who don't remember most of the things. So that's the reason I don't recommend watching my channel. You can just watch like a 5 to 6 videos of different channels of installation of Linux distro in the hard disk or a virtual disk. You should be getting all the information there. So when you choose your hard disk here, you need to choose your hard disk and then go with the single boot or dual boot. So a lot of times dual boot doesn't have problems, but sometimes you should be getting some like errors, or sometimes it should have issues with the dual boot options or dual boot operating systems. So it's always a good option to run in the live boot or in the virtual disk, use a virtual disk. So it's clearly up to you whether to use a dual operating or single operating system. It's clearly up to you. So let's get back to the installer. After choosing, you can just encrypt your system or you can just uncheck this. If you choose this option, you need to provide the password, which should be same in both the boxes. Do not forget the password, which will be a big issue afterwards. So that's the reason, do not forget it. Write down in the diary or any books like that, or you can just save it in the notes in the phone. Here is the bootloader location. You can do that later if you want. If you don't want, you can do right now. Click on next. Here is the username, password, and you should be getting the summary. And the installation process should be taking like a 5 to 10 minutes. But if you all have like an older version, you can just upgrade on your own. So that was the installation process, because I didn't install this in my hard disk or a virtual disk because I need to make another video. So I already made a video of a Nitrix. If you want to check that out, you can check that out, which is already available in my channel. So here is the file system and the file manager, which is tuner, which is 4.16, which is already older version. Right now it's almost 4.18. So it's always a good option to always stay up to date with these operating systems, because a lot of issues is running around the world. So that's the reason, always stay up to date so you don't get any issues in the Linux. But it's always a good option to stay up to date in every operating system, whether it's hackable or not hackable. It's always a good option to always stay up to date. So you can modify, you can change all those things, you can view all those things in the file manager. So there is nothing change in here, just some bug fixes and some security updates. That's the changes in the 11.10. So that's the reason I'm not properly interested in making this complete video. So the properties, just some basic things, and it's also the older version. So I don't think most of the viewers will be interested in this video. But anyhow, I need to make a video of this because I promise that I will make every video in as soon as the Linux distro release. Whatever the new release is available in the market of Linux, I'm going to make a video. So here is a video. Let's try to get all the information. So if you want the only information, I'm going to provide the information in the description. You don't need to worry about that. So again, these are all the same changes, and you don't get any new wallpapers or anything. You just get some basic things, nothing changed here. Applications, again same things, nothing changed. Windows tweaks, peaks, all those things. Workspace, placement, compositor. Let's find applications. Let's try to open some of the applications. Usually I make a test, like a stress test in the every Linux distro, by opening some like random applications, like 15 to 20 applications to see whether the Linux distro will crash or not. Because I make this test because a lot of viewers try to. So this test is basically like a day-to-day task applications. I open like 15 to 20 applications to see whether it will crash or not. Just to it's like a day-to-day task test. So that's the reason I'm trying to explain. So let's open like a random applications. So you don't get a lot of heavy resource consuming apps in the Debian pre-installed. Just some of the basic things here. So for this test you need to a bit of resource consuming applications, but in this case you don't get anything here. You just get the basic default things, just the Firefox and some less consuming media players, all those things. You didn't get GIMP, Inkscape, all those things. That's pretty much good. In this type of Linux distro, you don't get any bloatware applications or all those things. But when you want to test like these applications, you need to have like a bit of resource consuming applications. Right now there are like almost 8 to 9 applications. That's good. Let's try to switch the applications. As you can see, everything is switching instantly. There is no lag or anything here. So when you open like a 10 to 15 applications with almost 4 GB of RAM, you should be going good with this Linux distro. So Debian is almost pretty much good Linux distro and well-known distro. So I don't think there is any issue like crashes or anything. We can switch easily. So you can use this Linux distro for day-to-day tasks, and if you're a normal user, it's good. But if you want to choose if you're trying to install this Linux distro new, it's always a good option to go with the Debian 12.6 version, which is the latest release, instead of the older version, which is 11.10. So I don't recommend right now. It's because there is already a bookworm available, which is latest version, and latest packages will be available. So it's always a good option, go with the latest things instead of waiting and downloading the older version. So if you are an older version, if you have like an older version, you can just upgrade it right now. There is no issue. As you can see, there is no lag, there is no crash. no delay or anything in this thing. Everything is going good. Just the older versions of the applications, that's the only thing you have. So let's try to close the applications and end the video. So these are all the packages you get in the 11.10. The newest version of the Snaptech is 0.19.1.3, but you have the older version of the packages also. Let me scroll it down like this. So the installed version will be highlighted with a green box, and the installed version will be right here, and the latest version available will be in the right side corner, and here is the description of that exact package. So pretty much you have all the packages. As you can see, just maybe few things are not available. I think there is everything available in here. So let's close this thing. And payroll media player 4.16. so it looks like a bit of outdated, so you don't even get the any new changes in Debian 12.6 also. There is no new look or anything like that. Just some basic things are like as new designs, except that there is nothing new. But 4.18 XFC is pretty much good than 4.16, so that's the reason I'm trying to make you download or trying to go with the 12.6 version. So my final thoughts are like, there is no lag or anything like that. I didn't find any issues. Everything is running smooth. There is no issue, no lag, anything like that. You can switch applications, you can do anything you want here. But when you ask if you want to go with the 11.10 or 12.6, I'm going to recommend it's always a good option. Go with the 12.6. Not always, but right now the latest version is 12.6, so that's the reason. So I think that's all for this video, I guess. So there is already a video available which is Nitrix. You can check it out. And if you don't know that Linux Mint is already available in the beta version in their official website, I already made that videos too in my channel, which is Cinnamon, Matte and other desktop environment, which is already available in the in my channel, which is XFC also. 3 desktop environments of Linux Mint 22 beta Vilma is available in my channel. So at the end of the video, this is the CPU, this is the RAM, and this is the process running. So the RAM is almost 1 GB and the CPU is almost 70%. The RAM is pretty much unstable for some reason. As you can see, there is no stable graph. So it's still okay. But if you want to try to test it, you can test it. I wasted a lot of time in the beginning because of the searching of the live boot of 11.10. I'm going to give you the link. You can choose whatever desktop environment you want. If you want to test it, you can just download and use it in the virtual disk. So again, I think that's the end of the video. These are all the system resources. My final thoughts I already mentioned. It's always a good option. Always stay up to date with these operating systems. So I'm going to end the video here. The logout screen. So there are a lot of desktop environments available in the 11.10 also. So I pretty much showed the same thing in the 12.6 also. So you don't need to worry about the links. I'm going to provide that. In most of the cases, I don't provide the links, but I didn't find the 11.10. Usually I show you how to download the ISO files in of that specific Linux distro in that specific video. In this case, the ISO files weren't available, or I couldn't find it, so I'm going to put the link in the description. So, and also the security fixes, security updates and bug fixes, all the information will be available in the description, so you don't need to worry about this thing also. I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for watching. Peace out.